Today, as the chairman has mentioned, we have given you a very short notice, but it is so kind of you to comply with our request, and we have come here for a short press briefing this afternoon. Once again, at the outset, I would like to thank our press media for being always available for us. With your professionalism, our idea, our program, we could propagate and we could spread whatever ideas and programs we have, for which you are always a part of the wrestling fraternity. And once again, I thank you for this evening coming here together. We are going to conduct the 28th Naga Wrestling and Under 16 Naga Wrestling Championship on 28 February 2022 at Khuochiezie local ground, Kohima, wherein all the champions of the three units, that is Angami Sports Association, Chakhesang Wrestling Association, and Zeliang Wrestling Association, champions and all the promising wrestlers who got qualified for the Nagaland Wrestling Championship will come and vie for the coveted title. And I'm so honored. The Nagaland Wrestling Association is so honored to have Sri Nipurio, Honorable Chief Minister and the President of Nagaland Olympic Association as the special guest, and Sri Kuzolozu Nenu, Honorable MLA, as special guest, as inaugural guest of the program. And we have this time in this 28th Nagaland Wrestling Championship, we are in partner with the Angami Baptist Church Council Pesosa Tefeko Kroto, ABCC-PTK, as the ground management party. And we firmly believe that they will be able to provide us the best service to the best satisfaction of the association and for that program. Particularly this coming tournament, we have some major changes in the rules, particularly in the, I will say, body touching wrestling. Otherwise, we call it toe touching wrestling. For the 28th Naga Wrestling Championship, the Nagaland Wrestling Referee Board and Nagaland Wrestling Association have decided to introduce some more rules for body touching, or we can call it body touch wrestling, or otherwise, as I said, it is toe touching wrestling. For this matter, unlike before, the field judges are empowered to assist and to intervene the wrestling match, and they can intervene in the event of the referee failing to detect or find or notice fault committed by the wrestler in this particular body touch wrestling before the whistle is blown. Earlier, it used to be, wrestle without any caution, without giving any warning. And in that way, some wrestlers, they tend to take undue advantage by suddenly changing their position before the whistle is blown. And in that way, lots of inconveniences, and the match is prolonged, and that toe-touching wrestling has to be continued for, even up to 20 times also without any coming to any conclusion. For which, this time we have decided to, in any pretense of knee bending, setting the feet apart, tilting of the head, pushing the buttock backward, and there are some more, fault identified by the referee board, which will be imparted to the coaches before the tournament is held. And they will be firmly warned, they will be properly informed, so that all the wrestlers will be cautious of the, of this, what we call character, which is not acceptable as per the new rule that is introduced. In the event of two wrestlers failing to pull down one another, the wrestlers penalizes with penalizes with 3 caution or warning will forfeit the bout to his opponent. Of the 2 wrestlers, any of the wrestlers getting 3 warning, or in this wrestling discipline, it is more appropriate to call caution. So any of the wrestlers getting 3 cautions first will forfeit that particular bout to his opponent. So it is more or less like going into point system. Therefore, we advise the wrestlers to be very careful and very disciplined this time. Not only this time, but these rules will be, practiced from this time onward, so that the delaying of that toe-touching wrestling will be monitored and managed in a better way. We know wrestling championship becomes the biggest crowd-pulling event in our state. Therefore, it causes or it creates lots of inconveniences to the Kohima citizens particularly, for which we earnestly request the Kohima citizens to kindly bear with us for a day or so because of the overcrowding of the people, of the vehicle, particularly in the main town area. We also would like to impress upon the spectators, particularly from Kohima town, to come on foot to the local ground, not using their private vehicle, so that we can provide, more space for spectators, our guests, wrestling lovers coming from different districts, different villages in around Kohima. And also we want to request the vehicle owners to be cooperative with the volunteers and with the traffic personnel, so as to ensure the parking does not waste space for other people, and also it does not block other vehicles. We also want to inform that the Wakha District Wrestling Association has got provisional affiliation with the Nagaland Wrestling Association. So now the Nagaland Wrestling Association has got 4 federating units, including that provisional affiliation of the Wakha District Wrestling Association. And as we all are still undergoing this pandemic, COVID-19, therefore we want to request all the spectators, the tournament officials, the wrestlers, to strictly abide by the SOP that is laid down by the government for our safety, for our welfare. This year we have prize money and other incentives in this manner. For the main wrestling championship, first position holder will receive a cash award of 3,20,000 along with champion belt plus 30,000 late Villahu Puro Memorial cash award and also late Villahu Puro Memorial trophy along with citation from the NWA. So this is the prize components of the first position holder, and for the second position will receive a cash award of 2,20,000 and citation. And for the third position holder, a cash award of 1,20,000 and citation. And for the fourth position holder, 1 lakh rupees, cash award plus citation. And quarterfinal loser will receive 25,000 each with a citation. And all the participants who have not come into position will receive citation plus participating allowance. And we have, as mentioned earlier, we have the second under 16 Naga Wrestling Championship. In this category, we have a cash award of 60,000 and citation for the champion, and for second position holder, 40,000 and citation, and third position holder a cash award of 30,000 and citation, and fourth position holder a cash award of 25,000 and citation. And all participants who have not received any prize will receive a participation allowance of rupees 3,000 and citation. Here, under 16 Naga Wrestling Championship, the cash award is not really impressive or not very attractive enough. But our main objective is to provide a wider platform to upcoming startup wrestlers so that they will build up not only their body but their mind for the future course of their wrestling career. From the young stage, if they are exposed and if they get acquainted with a state level arena, we believe that they will mentally, prepare themselves well. They will become more confident and more comfortable with a bigger, stage and higher level of stage. That is our main objective. And another practice is that any student reaching quarterfinal shall be provided scholarship of rupees 1,000 each per student per month for 1 year. So even in the coming tournament, in the 28th Naga Wrestling Championship, for the under 16 Naga Wrestling Championship, we will be providing this scholarship to all the quarterfinalists as their as a source of encouragement, that they will not only emphasize on the wrestling alone, but alongside their education qualification also will be simultaneously maintained, and qualification degree also will be attained as they progress with their wrestling career. So that is our motive of introducing this under 16 Naga Wrestling championship as well. On my part, I have this much to share with you, and if some of my colleagues, my advisor, and my other colleagues.
I just want to supplement one or two points. That is, as we are all aware that 3 units shall be vying for the championship. Of these, each team shall send 18 wrestlers in senior categories. And in under 16 category, each unit shall have to send 8 wrestlers. And this together, 78 wrestlers shall be coming and vying for the championship. For the management of our matches and bouts, we have requested our Nagaland Wrestling Referee Board to assist us during the judges and officiating. In addition to the previous session, the previous championship, that is in 2020, the office has enhanced an amount of ₹2 lakhs for the royalty, ground royalty. But this is for your kind information that this enhancement was done just to increase the prices of our winners. Whichever is raised has been adjusted in the price enhancement. This is for your kind information. And for the under 16, as we are all aware, though it is very much appreciated and the wrestlers also come and wrestle enthusiastically. But mostly the championship ends at our state level. But another plus point is that for all of us, we are expert in the Naga wrestling style. And for competition in higher level, at national level or international level, the belt wrestling is there. And for this, we have very bright prospect for the belt wrestling. So I would like to impress upon all our juniors under 16 to kindly emphasize on this belt wrestling. Thank you. Sat together with the ground management team, and we have discussed about the various points. And for your kind consumption, the donors card, the chairs, and the gallery rates have been fixed accordingly. This donors is fixed at 2,000. The chairs shall be fixed at 5 as usual. But for the gallery, this ₹100 has been there for quite some time, which has never been enhanced. So we have decided that the gallery ticket shall be enhanced to ₹150.
Though I have mentioned in the price, while describing the different category of price, this year we are going to provide champion belt in the main wrestling championship. So this is a new, tradition entering into our system again. So the champion will receive champion belt, even in our state at the moment. Therefore, in terms of thousands will come, and it'll be a big crowd, very crowded, congested, vehicle, human being. And on behalf of the Nagaland Wrestling Association, I would like to request the wrestling lovers, the spectators, to exhibit the best character, the best nature, because it is not only a sports event, it is not only a wrestling event, championship, but it is more of a festival, a celebration. Therefore, in a celebration, having a kind of exchange of word, exchange of action is not at all appropriate. In fact, in a celebration, we extend love and smile, exchange, all these things, all the good nature of human being, for which I would request the spectators to cooperate with the volunteers and also, be more friendly and more, create a conducive atmosphere with a stranger who is sitting around him, so that we will have a great time, a memorable time of this 28th Naga Wrestling Championship. That is my fervent plea on behalf of the Nagaland Wrestling Association. So far, by God's grace, though we have in terms of 25,000 people gathering, there is never any kind of, stampede of the crowd, any kind of problem we experience. And we hope this sense of goodness will prevail, even in due course of time, I mean to say in future to come also, so that we will have a real good time, a time of celebration, and we all will go back home with the fullest satisfaction, enjoying the wrestling championship. We had been contemplating to translate this Nagaland Wrestling Association as association comprising of all the district, all the communities. And when we look into the standard of the wrestling, it becomes quite obvious that someone who had been wrestling for ages together, it becomes quite difficult for a starter to come and compete. That is one hindrance we have noticed. And another observation we made is this Nagaland wrestling is without category. And those who have, massive weight, body weight, they have a certain advantage in the process of wrestling. Therefore, we have introduced in 2021 also, we have in this Open Naga Wrestling Championship, we have categorized these wrestlers into two categories, 80 and above, below 80. We have made into two categories, so that even among the wrestling community, those who are really good in wrestling, but the body weight of another wrestler ranging from 110 to 20-30, and someone who, though very good in tactic and all aspect, but the body weight is 70-80, then comes a great disparity. Therefore, in order to encourage all group of wrestlers, we have introduced this category, and we, as the time goes by, we may need to further categorize into more groups, so that we can accommodate more wrestlers. And also by doing this, we hope that we will be able to encourage other tribes by traditions who are not wrestlers, but they may be interested to try wrestling with the wrestling community. And now we have been encouraging from our personal level also to other community, those who do not wrestle. But now with the belt wrestling coming in, though it is not yet an Olympic event medal, it is already international event. Therefore, there is going to be a wide scope for a good wrestler through this belt wrestling. And belt wrestling, it is like freestyle, having different categories of age group. Therefore, other community who do not wrestle also will have, a great advantage in this belt wrestling. And belt wrestling is not different from Naga style of wrestling. The only difference is the style of binding the belt, and it is counted on point wise. That is the difference. Otherwise, applying of tactic, all these things are all the same with this Naga style of wrestling. So, with this belt wrestling having a high prospect, people have started realizing the importance of wrestling. For that matter, even the Naga style wrestling, because as I said, belt wrestling and Naga style wrestling is almost all the same, except the point counting system and the style of binding belt. Therefore, we hope that other community also will start joining. In education department, they have introduced Samagra, is it? Samagra, which is to impart wrestling, belt wrestling style to the school-going boys and girls. And in this belt wrestling, it is not only confined to male section, but it is both male and female. So this is the difference between Naga style and belt wrestling. But because of the COVID, that Samagra program could not be properly implemented. Otherwise, government has taken up a policy to impart this belt wrestling to all the government schools. So gradually, we hope that this sensitization awareness will be created to other community as well.
I'll take some time regarding this. I think it's a very good question, and it is challenging to the Nagaland Wrestling Association. It was discussed during my term, and we have also put forward answers to that. And those answers have also been more or less failed, and it is correct that you put forward the question again here with a new team. Wrestling activities here within Nagaland Wrestling Association, there are 2 or 3 tournaments which is held regularly. For example, this year we have the Nagaland Wrestling Association Championship. This is a community base. Why I say this? Because it starts not from my village, it starts from my clan, and it reaches to the village, next to my range, and next to my district or my tribe. So when my KEL about to start, all my family members, whether any wrestlers is there or no, we just see among ourselves. We support our member of the family to wrestle in my KEL. So I am against my KEL, or I was just looking after my clan. But once the clan, the KEL is over, in my village we have 3 KELs. So I only support my KEL to the wrestler in my village. After my village level is over in my range, I see only my villagers win. The pride and the effort, the community effort given to that wrestler in my village is different again. Yesterday, just concluded the Angami Sports Association. I was just looking to my Western Angami wrestlers, whether they are coming up or no. That is the community base, it was there within me. Now, going to come the 28th tournament on 28th of February. I'm also human. I will support only my tribe. He will support only Zeliang. He will support only Chakhesang. That way, the momentum, the community-based wrestling come into it. So to inculcate into the other Nagas of non-wrestling tribe, this sense, it become a little difficult for us, for which that participation we could not get. But what we are talking about among ourselves, the Nagaland Wrestling Association, the office bears, is we also have the open and we also have the hornbill wrestling. There we can always include. And there what our president is saying now, the categorization, the inculcation of the belt wrestling into the Naga style of wrestling, all those things come. So our advantage now is coming to us is also, Wokha have already, naturally they have already formed their association and have come to associate with us. We have given them professional affiliation. Very soon, I'm sure Chomokidama district will come up. Dimapur district have come up before, but there were little miscommunication gap between them for which we could not affiliate them. Now certainly if they come up again, we are going to affiliate them, Dimapur. Then Rengma also we are just hoping to come in. Then Longland also will come very soon because we have wrestlers there. So this way Nagaland Wrestling Association will certainly include the non-wrestling tribe, especially in the open tournament, where it will be on category, where there won't be massive differences in wrestling, and where the best who have agility can just take part. This is where we are trying to bring the non-wrestling tribe to the wrestling fraternity. Apart from the intention of going deep down to the district to give them training and also bring them. But we have been planning from before, but I think Wrestling Association also must admit we failed on that part, that we could not go down as expected by our friends and also other people, that we have failed. But now certainly with the creation of the new district, certain district will come in and we will inculcate in our open tournament. That is for sure, apart from calling friends from India and also around the world.
Of course, all tribes will come under the same banner to promote our wrestling activities. For the forthcoming championship, that is on 28th February, we are also expecting very popular and local wrestlers from both Chakhesang, Angami, and also, as I said earlier, tomorrow the Zeliang Wrestling Association shall be conducting. And so from all these three units, we are expecting very prominent and very good wrestlers for vying for the championship. We have this Venezuela Daho, as we all know him, he is crowned as the champion of CWA, recently concluded, and he is also the defending champion of our NWA championship, and he will be coming to vie for the third time. Pasato Sharoni, again Sharoni, as we are all aware, he is wrestling for quite some time, and we heard that he is wrestling again this time to commemorate his 25th years of wrestling. And we are very happy that he is again coming to Nagaland Wrestling Association for this championship to vie for the championship. And the association wishes him all the very best. And altogether, we as the office bearers would like to congratulate every wrestler to come and vie for the championship and wishes them all the very best. Angami Wrestling Association, we have that Mr. Khuochiezie winner from Parabasti, Kohima village, he got the champion. And for the runner-up, our friend Khuochiezie, he got the second place. The third place was secured by Engineer Masirche Nagi. And all these popular wrestlers shall also come and wrestle for the championship.
Raw former first runner-up of under 16 2020. He will be the youngest wrestler vying for the coveted title of Naga Wrestling Championship. He is 17 years. And also we have Heloi Di Video. He is also another upcoming and people choice wrestler who will be coming and vying for the coveted title. I'm sure all the time Nagaland Wrestling Championship is, very exciting and very, I will say very exciting, but more so this year I feel, because so many, promising wrestlers, stars, and popular wrestlers, senior wrestlers like Soroni, and many are coming and vying for the coveted title. So I'm sure as I'm excited, so I'm sure you all must be quite excited and anxiously waiting for that day to come. That's what I believe.